Have you ever wondered when the first pirate set sail? Let's journey back to the earliest known records of piracy, dating back to the 14th century BC in the Mediterranean Sea. Yes, you heard it right. Piracy is not a product of the modern world, but has been sailing along the currents of human history for over 3 millennia. In these ancient times, a group known as the Sea Peoples emerged, their origins shrouded in mystery. The Sea Peoples were not just pirates. They were a confederation of seafaring raiders who wielded their power over the waters of the Mediterranean, wreaking havoc on the ancient civilizations of the time. The Egyptians, Hittites, Mycenaeans, no kingdom was safe from their maritime marauding. But what impact did these ancient pirates have? For starters, their influence was felt far and wide, with their actions rippling through the economies of these ancient civilizations. By disrupting sea trade routes, they created a domino effect, impacting supply chains, causing commodity prices to skyrocket, and contributing to the economic instability of these empires. But their influence didn't stop at economics. The Sea Peoples and pirates like them also played a role in the political landscape. Sometimes they were used as pawns by rival states, hired to disrupt an enemy's trade. Other times they were seen as a common enemy, a threat that unified disparate states in their shared struggle for secure and safe sea routes. So the next time you think of pirates, remember that their legacy stretches far beyond the eye-patch-wearing, parrot-toting caricatures of popular culture. They were a force to be reckoned with, a wild card that could tip the scales of power and economy in the ancient world. As we can see, piracy is not a recent phenomenon, but has been part of human history for millennia. The dawn of piracy is a testament to mankind's innate desire for freedom, adventure, and sometimes a simple defiance of established rules. Let's continue to explore this fascinating chapter of our shared history in the next scene. Fast forward to the 17th century, the golden age of piracy, a time when notorious buccaneers roamed the high seas, leaving behind tales of daring and defiance that still captivate us today. Among them, legendary figures such as Blackbeard, William Kidd, and Bartholomew Roberts rose to infamy. Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard, was a formidable figure. With his fearsome appearance and his ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, he became the stuff of nautical nightmares. He was known for his flamboyant style and his ruthless tactics, and he ruled the Caribbean seas with an iron fist. On the other hand, we have Captain William Kidd, a man who started his career as a privateer, a pirate sanctioned by the government. His life took a turn for the notorious when he was accused of turning to piracy. His story is a fascinating one, full of treasure, treachery, and ultimately, tragedy. Bartholomew Roberts, also known as Black Bart, was perhaps the most successful pirate of the Golden Age. He captured over 400 ships during his career, a record that remains unbeaten. His audacious exploits earned him a formidable reputation. The life of a pirate during this period was not all treasure chests and sea shanties, though. It was a harsh and often short life, filled with danger and disease. Contrary to popular belief, pirates didn't bury their treasure. They spent it as quickly as they got it, often on drink and debauchery. Piracy played a significant role in the establishment of New World colonies. Pirates were the first to truly explore the vastness of the oceans, and their voyages led to the discovery of new trade routes and lands. They were a disruptive force, challenging the status quo and reshaping the world as we know it. The golden age of piracy was a time of legends, but also a time of brutality and lawlessness. It was a period marked by audacious exploits, high seas adventure, and the constant threat of violence. But, as we'll see, this era also laid the groundwork for our modern understanding of maritime law and global trade. While the Caribbean might be famous for its pirates, the East had its fair share of buccaneers. Let's venture into the waters of the East, where piracy was just as prevalent, if not more so. Here, two names stand out from the crowd, a formidable duo who ruled the seas, Qing Shi and Zheng Yi. Zheng Yi hailed from a long line of pirates, a legacy he proudly upheld. His audacity and strategic prowess led to the formation of the Red Flag Fleet, an armada that was a nightmare for those sailing the South China Sea. His tactics were not just brutal, they were effective, leading to a reign of terror that lasted for years. However, the tale of Eastern piracy takes a dramatic turn with the introduction of Qing Shi, a former prostitute who married Zheng Yi, She took over the Red Flag Fleet after his death. Shur was no mere figurehead. She was a visionary leader who commanded the respect of her crew, enforcing a strict code of conduct among them. Her fleet, which at its peak boasted over 1,000 vessels, was a force to be reckoned with. The cultural differences between Eastern and Western piracy are intriguing. In the East, piracy was often a family business, passed down from generation to generation. It was also more organized, with rigorous codes of conduct and hierarchical structures. This was a stark contrast to the more individualistic and opportunistic piracy seen in the West. Eastern piracy had a profound impact on Asian trade routes. The South China Sea, a vital artery of trade, was virtually held hostage by pirate fleets. This led to significant economic disruption, influencing political and diplomatic relations throughout the region. Yet, despite the chaos and fear they spread, these pirates left behind a legacy of cunning, courage, and resilience. Their tales continue to captivate us, painting a vivid picture of life on the high seas during a time of unprecedented upheaval and change. Piracy truly was a global phenomenon, impacting trade and politics across the world. Piracy didn't end with the Golden Age. It merely changed its form. As we cast our gaze upon the late 20th and early 21st centuries, we find that piracy, like a specter, has once again risen from the depths. This time, however, it has chosen to haunt the waters off Somalia. The resurgence of piracy in these waters is a rather complex phenomenon. One might wonder why Somalia? The answer, as with most societal issues, lies in a tangle of political, economic, and social factors. A prolonged civil war, coupled with the collapse of the central government in the early 90s, created a power vacuum. This vacuum, combined with the country's strategic location along a major global shipping route, provided the perfect storm for modern piracy to flourish. These modern pirates are a far cry from the swashbuckling buccaneers of the Golden Age. Instead of cutlasses and muskets, they wield automatic weapons and rocket-propelled grenades. Instead of treasure chests, their bounty is often a cargo ship and its crew held for ransom. The stakes are high and the human cost higher. The consequences of modern piracy extend beyond the immediate victims. It disrupts global trade, inflates shipping costs, and threatens maritime security. In response, international law enforcement agencies have sprung into action. The United Nations, NATO, and the European Union have all launched initiatives aimed at curbing piracy in the region. This has led to a significant decrease in successful pirate attacks. Yet, the problem persists. Tackling modern piracy is more than just a matter of law enforcement. It's about addressing the root causes: political instability, economic desperation, and social disenfranchisement. It's about ensuring that the seas are safe for all who traverse them, and that those driven to piracy have alternatives. As we enter the 21st century, the battle against piracy continues. But with collective effort and understanding, we can hope to steer the course towards safer waters, where the ghost of piracy is finally laid to rest. Pirates have left an indelible mark on our history and culture. These seafaring rogues, once the scourge of the high seas, have sailed their way into our hearts and imaginations. Their legacy is not just one of blood and treasure, but also of far-reaching influence on the world as we know it today. The romanticism of pirates has been a constant thread in popular culture, a trend that can be traced back to the publication of Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island in the late 19th century. This enthralling tale of adventure and treachery set the stage for countless stories, plays, and movies, painting pirates as charming, albeit dangerous, anti-heroes. The Pirates of the Caribbean film series, for instance, has further amplified this romantic image, with Johnny Depp's Captain Jack Sparrow becoming a symbol of pirate lore for a new generation. But the impact of pirates extends beyond the realm of fiction. They have shaped global trade in profound ways. In their heyday, pirates were a disruptive force, compelling nations to form alliances and navies to protect their merchant vessels. This was a critical driving factor in the development of maritime law and the concept of freedom of the seas, which states that the high seas are open to all and cannot be claimed by any one nation. Moreover, pirates have played an unexpected role in international relations. Instances of piracy often served as justification for imperial expansion, as nations sought to secure their trade routes and protect their interests. This had far-reaching implications, influencing the balance of power and shaping the geopolitical landscape as we know it. From the high seas of the ancient world to the movie screens of today, pirates have shaped our world in ways we might not even realize. Their legacy serves as a reminder of the turbulent past of our seas and the enduring appeal of the pirate's life, a life of freedom, adventure, and yes, a fair bit of danger.